Yeah, I was crying because I was convulsing, but it felt so good I didn't want to stop. It was like, if I die, I die. But y'all be cutting up, man. Y'all know. Yes, it felt great. I was in love. It was passionate and intense. Freaking crying during sex. There's no crying in football. Ain't a ball in this room but the two you got. I told y'all, man, make her cry. Y'all getting married. This is the second one. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is KrieMarie, and today we are answering the question, why does my girlfriend cry after we make love? This video is intended for educational purposes only. So I'm going to provide you with some facts that are related to tears during sex. I'm also going to share some personal stories from women regarding the topic. So be prepared to gain some helpful information, some personal insight, and maybe even laugh a little. Now, before we get started, if you are not subscribed to my channel and you are interested in videos related to pregnancy, parenthood, relationships, or sex education, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video so I at least know that y'all are watching. Now, y'all know I like to tell y'all where the video ideas originate from. So with her permission, I want to tell y'all about my friend, and we'll call her Sarah. And Sarah and her man, we'll call him Ken. Sarah and Ken. Okay, that sounds so generic. But anyway, they have been together for 8 years and are hopefully tying the knot after the pandemic. And Sarah called me recently and she's kind of laughing on the phone, and she says, I'm gonna tell you something, and she said, you better not laugh. I mean, our conversations are pretty jokey all the time, and we kind of laugh, but she's always coming to me for advice. And she told me that she was going through Ken's phone, and in Ken's phone, he had searched on Google, why does my girlfriend cry when we make love? And she's laughing while she's telling me this, and she then asked me, she told me that was a normal thing for her to do, and she asked me if it was normal. She thought it was weird that he would be searching it up on Google. Ken has had sexual partners before meeting her, and she told me that she thought that it was a normal thing that everyone did, and she doesn't get why he was Googling it if, it's something that he should have seen before, if he's had multiple sexual partners before her, basically. And we kind of laughed about it, so that's where this video originated from. So I'm gonna kind of give you some of the same information that I gave her. Now, so first thing on the list, I want to tell you, if you have ever cried during sex, I want you to know that you're perfectly normal and you are definitely not alone. The scientific name for this is postcoital dysphoria. And with postcoital dysphoria, it can include sadness and tearfulness with consensual sex. Even when it is mind-blowing and satisfying, it can include these things. And I know this video is going to be addressing women, but it can happen to anyone regardless of your sexual orientation or your gender. I was trying to search for exact numbers regarding the topic after we had this conversation because I wanted to tell her how common it was. But there actually is not a lot of research done as far as the numbers go. So I can't tell you between like how many men and women or things like that, because there's just not a lot of research on it. So if you happen to know exact numbers, or if you found any kind of studies, tell me about it in the description box, because I am quite curious. I do openly talk about sex with a lot of people. I personally believe that this experience can happen to everyone. It's not specific to different people. I just think that the circumstances have to be right. So if it hasn't happened to you yet, trust me, it very well may happen to you. I personally feel that tears with sex can mean that you're totally comfortable with this person and you feel safe and have just released and opened yourself up completely to enjoy the experience as a whole. So pretty much you're not thinking about eggs and skinny jeans during the sex. Your mind is just totally free. If you've experienced it, then you kind of know what I mean, but I hopefully I'm making it kind of clear if you haven't. Another way that tears can come with sex is if you haven't had sex in a while and it has been anticipated with, this specific person, or, if when you haven't had sex in a while, it's easy to get into a state of intensity that can make you feel overwhelmed, and tears can start flowing with the whole thrill of the experience. So I also read somewhere that tears can be a pure biological response to like hormonal changes. So I know that this is very common with pregnant women. Hormonal changes during pregnancy are just wild. So they can lead to an intense emotion, especially during sex and other things. Or the tears can just be a way to reduce from the buildup that kind of happens during sex. Just, you know, it just builds, and tears can release that tension from like intense arousal. For educational purposes only, I want to mention a few other reasons that people cry during sex. In this video, we are getting into like the happy and great feelings behind tears during sex, but there are a few other reasons people cry during sex, even when it is consensual. That is not necessarily associated with happiness. I will not be covering these next ones completely, but if you would like more information related to them, please get into the comment section and I will respond or make a video as a whole depending on what your question is. These other reasons outside of the things that I've mentioned before could be confusion, depression, shame, or anxiety. I wanted to mention these reasons because they can come up in a few of the stories that I'm about to read here. And again, if you want a full video related to these, just be sure to get into the comment section. You know what? I'll probably do a part 2 on this. Moving on. If you've newly experienced postcoital dysphoria, try asking yourself a few questions like, what were you thinking about when it happened? Was it pleasant thoughts or unpleasant thoughts? And did the crying relieve tension or make it worse? After asking yourself these questions, and if your answers lead more towards happiness or a feeling of being loved and basically just good feelings of being physically pleasured, then you probably don't need to worry about it. And if your answers were the opposite of the things that I just mentioned, you definitely need to have a conversation with your partner. Because I believe sex should come with, you know, happy feelings, great feelings, intense feelings. It shouldn't make you feel worse. So again, have a conversation with your partner if you are not feeling the great things that I've mentioned. Now, if you're on the other side of things and it's your partner that cries, bring it up and talk about it. Especially if you're confused, don't let it go on and on and on. And don't get on Google after 8 years and start Googling what's going on when, you know, your partner is going to have the best answers for that question. So communication is key here, people. Now, I want to get into some stories of first-hand experiences with postcoital dysphoria, just to reinforce some of the things that I've told you. And some of these stories, you may get a little laugh, but these are for educational purposes only. Since this video was made about a woman, all of these stories are going to be from women, but I know that it does happen to men as well. But let's get into these stories. All right, so I got my phone, y'all. Let me warn you, some of the language is pretty, you know, foul. Some of it I'll say, some of it I'll have to just skip over. Some of them are just a little funny. So we'll start with this one. Okay, the question was, have you ever cried during sex and why? So if some of the stories I read just say yes, then you know why, because the question. All right, first one. I was drunk and he put it in my booty too quick. Great. That doesn't really relate back to all the intensity we're talking about. That just sounds like it hurt. But anyway, yes, and that touched my soul. I was so overwhelmed with pleasure, both physical and spiritually. I had to marry him because nah. So again, that's what I was referring to about the intensity can make you cry. That's beautiful. That ended in the marriage. I guess make her cry and she'll marry you. Don't listen to me, y'all. Don't listen to that. Moving on. This person says, yes, it felt great. I was in love. It was passionate and intense. See, it goes back to the intensity we were talking about earlier. Now, this one is not really related to what we were saying. This kind of goes into the things I was saying at the end, the shame, the guilt, you know, things like that. But this one says, he was a cheater and I ain't want him no more. Aw. She said the sex was bomb, but I was just turned off. Like, yeah, this is the last time. Oh, well, I'm glad you know your worth, girl. Move on. Okay, this one goes. I didn't actually cry because I knew it would be awkward and ruin the moment, so I fought them back. But it was so great that it had me emotional and I didn't know what else to do. Girl, that is intensity. Remember, the question was, have you ever cried during sex and why? This one goes, I did. I love that man. All right, sis. This one just says, because I loved his pale black ass fucking bastard. This one, yes, it was too good and I didn't know what to do. Yes, we were having communication issues and I was feeling hella unloved and unwanted. Oh, so that was more of an emotional response to other things that were going on. This one, yes, OMG, felt in love with the D. Yes, because the D was feeling too good and I love my husband. All right. Because I knew my boyfriend didn't do me like that. You know what I found out recently? And I'm going to do a video on this. Women cheat more than I thought. Like, I used to stick up for us. Like, man, no, we don't be cheating. We don't be cheating. We be cheating. We be cheating, y'all. Like, oh my God. But anyways, I'm literally gonna make a whole video about that, and I'm gonna share some personal stories just like I'm doing in this one. But anyways, again, she said, because I knew my boyfriend didn't do me like that. Girl, that was probably some guilt. Yes, it was so MFing good. I couldn't believe it. He will be stalked forever. Girl, you gonna go to jail. Yes, because I just knew I was pregnant when he got done and he was my sneaky link. Now we have a 1-year-old. All the time. And when it's soft, sensual stroke hitting the spot makes me cry when I have an orgasm. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Yes, I could feel my orgasm throughout my entire body. It felt amazing, and the crying was just a relief from pressure, I suppose. I couldn't control it. We just cuddled the rest of the night after that, and now we married. I told y'all, man, make her cry, y'all getting married. This is the second one. This one. Yes, in my younger years, 19, 20, and honestly, IDKY, I just loved him so much that my heart and eyes just filled with tears. Plus, he was somebody else ninja. Oh my God, here we go. Y'all be cheating. Y'all be cheating. Man, I used to be like, women don't cheat. So I think an internal part of me was sad that I couldn't have all of him. Aww. What am I on for? Y'all was cheating. Yes, I was emotional because I was afraid to love him, but once I let go, everything flowed like water, including my tears. Aww. Yes, it just felt so damn good. Like, damn. I love his ass. Oh, y'all just too funny, bro. Yes, after organs. We know that means orgasms. A few times it was like uncontrollable. I read that it means you're safe and loving relationship or situation, which allows you to reach an intense orgasm. And that's why you lose control of your emotion. First I cried, then I laughed. Did you know laughing is also another common symptom that happens during sex? It's not necessarily that anything is funny. Sometimes it's a physical response. But we'll talk about that in a different video if you want to know. But anyways, first I cried, then I laughed. All right. Yes, my fiance made me cry a few times, and it was because it was just so good. That man be making me feel all types of ways I've never felt before. It was definitely a good cry of pleasure. Yes, anytime my BD and I have sex, he is the most intense lover I've ever had. He knows my body more than me. I'm completely in love with him. Aww. Again, that's just so you feel so safe and comfortable with someone. You just allow yourself to open up completely, and the tears can start coming. Yes, because that snatches my soul and I am in love. Well, girl, get your soul back. You can't let people take your soul now. Go and get your soul. Anyways, yes, because I cheated on him and he stayed with me, and I felt like I had to pretend like I had a heart, so I cried during sex. Why we be cheating? I thought women didn't cheat. Oh my God. Y'all just proved me wrong. This is just some heartless stuff right here. I had to pretend like I had a heart, so I cried. Oh my God. Maybe he hurt. No, she hurt him. I just can't with it. We just go skip past this one because I don't even know what to say. Anyways, yes, goodness. Them damn studs. I was strapped in love. Strapped in love. I ain't heard that one. All right. Yes, my boyfriend, now husband. I was trying to live saved. I was writing and crying. He didn't know what the F to do. I felt so bad, but it felt so good. Well, girl, I hope you went to church and got saved after that. Got saved again, man. Anyway, let's move on. Yes, because it hurts so good. Hurts so good. That's funny. No, that is not a typo. Hurts so good is a thing. Anyway. Yes, because we had just argued and I said I was done. Deep down, I really wanted to be, but I couldn't resist. So I cried because I went against what my gut told me to do. So it was consensual. She wanted it, but in the back of her mind, she knew that she shouldn't. So that's associated with some of the other feelings that I mentioned earlier. Because I knew that was the last time I was getting that. It was the bomb diggity. Judge me later. I wonder what was the last. I should have asked her some more questions. The last time you was getting that. Why was it the last time? I'm almost gonna go back and ask. Anyway. No, but definitely, because I can't believe he was doing me so good. And just the thought of him doing me like that, I know he did it to another chick and that made me hot. But we married now. Oh my God. You're a little crazy, but the story is beautiful. I don't know. God, I love women. You guys are just too much. Stop cheating though. Anyways, she makes my eyes run almost every time. Oh, you're an emotional lover. You guys must have a great relationship. Anyways, because that eggplant was so good. No, good with a T on it. I have my Invisalign in. That's why I've been pronouncing stuff kind of funny. But y'all get the point. Good. Because that eggplant was so good. Sis, he gave it to me, and Lord knows I got pregnant that night. Man, y'all, we need to put some condoms on Facebook. Start giving out condoms to everybody on Facebook. Look, I should probably be first in line, huh? 5 kids and plenty of advice for you. That's how I got the advice, man. Experience. Anyways, I think she switched souls with me. IDK, what happened? Y'all gotta get your souls back. God, y'all just handing out the souls to people. Get them back. Get them back. Anyways, yes, once because it felt so good, I think we made love. I couldn't control it. We on our 3rd kid. That is not funny. Well, go ahead. That's just funny. Anyways. This one. Yes, it was too good. Kept telling that mofo no more and that I'm done. And he kept stroking me back to the universe. I knew he was toxic when he licked my tears and suddenly ghosted me, saying he went to jail. Oh my God. That just sounds crazy. He licked your tear? Oh my God. You got your tears licked. The toxicity. God, the toxicity is just crazy. And then he ghosted her. And she goes on, because somebody was saying, I would still be crying about that. She says, I was, but then I had to tell myself to chill because that crying shit will have me ready to stalk him effort, and nothing is that deep. Somebody in the comment section like, I need something like that. Women are just be cutting up on the internet. Y'all be cutting up, man. This one, because you know he a little toxic, but the way he make love and hit every spot got me stuck like glue and with 2 kids. Well, I suggest you stop crying. Yeah. Aww. Yep, I was head over heels in love and overcome with emotion when this man was making love to me. I miss that feeling. Yes, I realized I was in love at that moment. I said I love you for the first time. Super cheesy, but we've been rocking for 8 years. Aww. Because I was cheating and I felt bad. Saddest part, he had a shrimp and thought I was crying because he was hurting me. We gonna move on. This one. Yeah, I was crying because I was convulsing, but it felt so good I didn't want to stop. It was like, if I die, I die. But y'all be cutting up, man. Y'all know this is funny. But I want to tell these stories just so, you know, anyone who's experiencing this, it's so normal. Like, but, you know, it takes a few factors in place, you know. But I believe it can happen to anyone in the right moments with the right circumstances. This one. Yes, I was going through depression and didn't love myself anymore. And again, I said that, how I said earlier, how that reaction can come with depression. Here goes a pure example, and someone did admit that. Again, virtual hug. I hope that she has found a way to love herself more now. Which I'm guessing she did because she's talking about it. Because it says was going through depression, so I hope this sister is healed. Now let's move on. This one. Hadn't been with my now ex-husband in over a year because we were getting divorced. He came over to see the kids, but they were still mad. They were still at my mom's. So yeah, I bawled like a mad woman because I missed his touch and he had hurt me so much. I just wanted him to be a better man so I could love him again. But I knew it was never gonna happen. Most emotional experience I've ever had during the act. So her head was all over the place. And I mean, everything that she mentioned was going on would make you cry anyways. Getting a divorce, God, and especially to happen to divorce somebody that you love because they not treating you right, bro. Whew. Anyways. This one. A few times. The sex was so good and I felt every movement, every vibe, every touch. I was and still am deep in love. Whew. All right. Yes, because it was so damn good. Felt like they touched my spirit. Only happened with 2 guys though. And that's probably the 2 guys that she felt most comfortable with, you know, and opened up to. But anyways, this person says they cried twice. First, it was so good and I was in love and pregnant. Well, again, I told y'all earlier that pregnancy can make you cry during sex. That thing alone, because it's a biological response as well due to the hormones. And the second time, his thing was little, but I liked him so much. It was a mad cry. I'm just gonna skip past that one. Yes, because I realized he was the only person I wanted doing that to me. That just sounds so beautiful. It was a realization that my relationship I was in was actually over. It was another guy. Again, if I read that correctly, she was cheating. Why we be cheating? Well, I don't be cheating. But women in general be cheating, and I didn't know. I think women cheat a lot as retaliation though. I don't know. We're gonna get into cheating in another video because I got so much to say. Anyways, this one, because it was so good and I was so in love and I didn't understand why me. Felt so good and was just so emotionally involved with the ninja. I hated it. Yes, Lord, yes. Took every bit of my soul with them back shots. This one. Yep, he touched my soul. We became one. That's why I'm pregnant now. Apparently y'all need to keep track of y'all souls. There's a whole lot of soul touching and soul taking going on. Yes, hit that spot. Yes, because he hit the right spot that night. Hitting spots, taking souls. Alright, okay. Because it felt too good. Something just felt too good. You gotta cry about it. Hell yeah, my emotions were involved. Yeah. This one. Yes, a few times. First, I was hormonal and PMSing. I'm a punk before my period. 2, I was way too emotional during makeup sex after a really bad week. 3, we were getting rough and he slapped me like I asked, but it was delayed and I wasn't prepared, so I teared up from the sting and he went soft. I was so disappointed because it was good. I don't even know what to say about that last part. So she asked to be slapped, he slapped her, but I guess way after she asked to be slapped, if I read that right. So anyway, we just gonna move on. Can't control it at all. When I'm with someone, I cry tears while having multiple orgasms. It's tiring. Yep, I sleep like a baby after that. The only time I don't cry tears is when I'm pleasing myself. I just have regular orgasms at that point. Girl, every cry happens for different reasons. That makeup sex after y'all been fighting y'all asses off all week. The realization you really got a good dude. You just horny as F and extra sensitive feeling with every stroke he hit in. You got something in your eye. When he toxic as hell and probably messing your life up, but that thinging, but you know you regret it later. Thinging, when the thing be thinging. Oh God, I never heard that one. I'm sick of y'all. Yes, only once. He even joined me. So like I said, men cry during sex too. I wish I knew numbers, but I can't research it, and it isn't like I know every man in the world. So anyways, yes, only once. He even joined me. It was such a special night. To this day, I don't even know why my ass was crying. We know why you was crying, girl. It's cool, you know. It was feeling so good. He gonna look at me and say, there's no crying in football. And other time he told me, stop being a crybaby and take my punishment. y'all be role playing or what? There's no crying in football. Imagine just freaking crying during sex. There's no crying in football. Ain't a ball in this room but the 2 you got. Let's move on. I do. When me and the mister having a good making love moment, I cry. I always thought something was wrong with me. Again, just like my friend Sarah. I almost called her by her real name. Sarah was saying this too. She thought something was wrong with her, and I'm like, girl, no, it's not. Because he blew my cootie bird hole and literally stopped my heart for a few minutes. I never felt anything so wonderful in my life. I married that sucker and he still blows my mind. Beautiful. All right. So I think that's enough with the stories. I hope you guys gained enough information in this video on the topic. If you have any more questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.